One thing that always confused me when I first got into recording was how to actually record an entire song by yourself. It can be quite a daunting task, and this concept often gets overlooked, so I thought I'd shed some light on common practices that all the bedroom guitarists and producers out there can use. One of the most practical ways to record a full song by yourself is to break it down section by section. Instead of recording a track from start to finish, it's easier and often yields better results if you focus on one section at a time. You could argue that you'll lose some of that live feeling by doing this, but if you're recording an entire song by yourself, recording straight through won't necessarily change that, and I doubt any listener would be able to tell otherwise. For instance, in this recording, the intro starts with some basic open chords and then transitions into a palm muted section for the verse. My approach would be to separate the open chord guitars from the palm muted ones. This is partly personal preference. I know I'll end up processing the palm muted guitars differently from the open ones, which helps in a mixing context, but it also simplifies the recording process. When recording, I'm always looking for gaps or transitions where I can stop and start a new track. It's a bit like hiding cuts in video editing. You want these transitions to sound seamless once everything is finished. In this case, the first quarter note of the verse is played open, followed by palm muting. I'll record up to and including that quarter note and then stop the track. This leaves me with a nice starting point once I go to record the palm muted guitars after. So all of this is well and good, but what do you do when you mess up a small section in a take that you were otherwise happy with? This is where the idea of punch-ins comes in. This technique was used to cheat even before digital recordings became the norm. It involves re-recording a part that you played incorrectly in an otherwise good take. One thing that often gets overlooked is how to make this sound as clean as possible. In my opinion, the best way is to play into the part that you need to correct. For example, if I didn't like the way I played the final chord in this progression, I'd start recording a few bars before the part I want to track over, and then play into it rather than starting right at the mistake. This gives you a more natural sound as it's easier to crossfade into the new recording. Otherwise, these punch-ins can sound a bit jarring if you only play the part that you messed up. This isn't the only part of the recording process that often gets overlooked. Knowing how to properly track your instruments is just as crucial, which I cover in this video.